So the Saphala Ekadashi, Lord Krishna is describing how it is one of the best. Ekadashis are the best for fasting. Lord Krishna is saying, I'm not as pleased, right, by the sacrifices or the charities that you are doing, right? But I am the most pleased. Krishna is the most pleased when we fast for Ekadashi. Everything else, yeah, just like how Krishna is describing that, yeah, there are many snakes. So similarly, there are many ways to please Krishna. One of the topmost few, one of them is Ekadashi, right? Because as he's also describing that amongst the human beings, Brahmanas are the best. Similarly, amongst all vows, the day of Ekadashi is the best. Anyone who observes Ekadashi is very dear to me. Lord Krishna himself is speaking this to Yudhishthira Maharaj. The amount of piety one accumulates by performing austerities for 5,000 years is achieved simply by observing Ekadashi. Imagine where is 5,000 years and where is one day of fasting for Ekadashi. And these days in Kali Yuga, Krishna has made it so easy, right? You get all different food type stuff. There's so many food types that are not grain that we can eat. So over here, Krishna is continuing that Lord Narayan is the worshipable deity of Saphala Ekadashi. Offering tulsi leaves and fresh fruits on this day can remove the sinful reactions of a person. Also, incense and bright ghee lamps should be offered. This we offer every day. The tulsi leaves and the fruits of which even if we have a picture for deity at home, we should be offering, right? The tulsi leaf, the fruits, we should be offering to Krishna every day. There was a famous king by the name of Mahishmata who ruled the city of Kampavati. He had four sons, the eldest son of whom, Lumpak, was, was very sinful. He used to blaspheme the Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, and demigods and was attached to gambling and prostitution. For this reason, his father, King Mahishmata, exiled him. The exiled Lumpanka, the exiled Lumpaka lived in the jungle at night and began to plunder wealth from the people of his father's kingdom. He began to steal. Instead, in spite of his stealing, the citizens would set him free, knowing him to be the son of the king. He killed many animals in the day and at night stole from the citizens. Aside from eating meat, he also ate fruits that he had collected during the day. He lived under an old banyan tree that happened to be very dear to Lord Vasudeva. In due course of time, Saphala Ekadashi arrived. The night before, Lumpak could not sleep from the severe cold. Until midday of Ekadashi, he was practically unconscious from cold and hunger. He was too fallen to the ground. He was too weak to kill any animals that day. So he collected some fruits that had fallen on the ground. By the time he returned to the banyan tree, it was sunset. He placed the fruits on the ground at the base of the tree. Lumpak began to cry in despair to Sri Hari to be merciful and accept these fruits as an offering. Again, he was forced to lie awake the whole night without sleep because of the severe cold. So his father had abandoned Lumpak from his kingdom because he was a very sinful person. So this Lumpak used to steal from the citizens. But knowing him to be the king of the sun or the son of the king, they would let him free, that this is the son of the king. What should we punish him? The king is doing so much for us. Right? And how could the son of a king steal or do any of these bad activities? So they would set him free. Similarly, Yamraj will set us free if we surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna. Even the Yamraj and the Yamdutas will think this is the son of the king of the universe, that Krishna. He has worshipped Krishna. He's chanting Krishna's name. He's taken Krishna's name. He has served Krishna. He has fasted for Ekadashi. Right? Why should I take him? It's okay. Yeah, there are so many sins, but he is the son. He or she is the son of Krishna. right? So I will not even go close to them. Let Krishna and the Vishnu Dutas take him. That's how the Yamraj and even the Krishna Dutas and Yam Dutas will think. Because Yamraj tells his servants that do not even go close to anyone who has chanted the name of Krishna even once, or one who has bowed down to Krishna even once, or one who has meditated on the lotus feet of Krishna. This is in the Bhagavatam. So, how auspicious is this? In the material world, if the son of a king performs some bad activities, right? People say, oh, he cannot. Or even if they know that he did it, they set him free. Why? Because he's the son of the king. Just imagine we accept Krishna as our supreme father, right? As our sole proprietor, as he is our owner, and we are his child. We accept Krishna. Krishna also will accept us as his son or daughter. And at that point, what happens with the sons or the daughters of the king? People let them free. They don't punish them. They consider that this person's a child of a king. Even Joe Biden now, he pardoned his son, Hunter Biden. Right? The government cannot go after him, cannot do anything. So in the material universe is just a reflection of that whole spiritual universe of Krishna. And all of the qualities of Krishna are present even in the spiritual, that are present in the spiritual world, are also present in this material world. Simply by chanting, by fasting on this Ekadashi day, serving Krishna, right, and surrendering to Him, we accept Krishna as our Supreme Father and He accepts us as His child or His friend, right, or His lover, any bow, any mood towards Krishna that one may have. And then if we become the friend of Krishna, that king, like Sudama, or if we become the son or daughter or the lover or anything of Krishna, right? Because we are associated with that king, even the Yamadutas will set us free. So we just read that again, Lumpak was forced to stay awake, so that day he did not kill anyone. On the day of Saphala Ekadashi, he only gathered some fruit that had fallen on the ground. And look at him. On this, he was not even aware that it was Ekadashi day, but he offered those fruits to Lord Hari because he was in so much despair and so much pain that what have I done with my life? I have wasted my life on all these sinful activities. That's why today I am here. I did not get any food today. All I have managed to do is gather these some fruits. So, hey Hari, hey Krishna, hey Narayan, please accept this. Right? And he began to cry in despair. And again, since he was kicked out of the kingdom, right, he had to sleep under this banyan tree in the cold weather. We all know that in December, January, it is so cold outside. Let us not be like Lumpa. Krishna has given us such a beautiful home. Right? He has given us an opportunity to serve him. Let us stay in Krishna's kingdom. Let it not get to a point where we're leaving that kingdom, going outside, enjoying without Krishna. Right? If we stay within our boundaries, right, the four regulative principles and lead this life, we are staying within that kingdom of Krishna. And no matter what, Krishna will not let anything bad happen to us. Right? There's a beautiful pastime that there was this minister of a king who would always say that this is God's wish and I'm happy with it. Right? So once the minister and the king were outside in the jungle, the king was hunting, and the king was taking his bow and arrow. As he took it out, the arrow happened to cut his finger very badly, to where it almost like half of it fell off. And the minister, upon seeing that, right, he said, whatever Krishna does, whatever God does is for the best. And the king got very upset that I have gotten hurt over here, and you are saying that this happened for the best. And he got very angry with that minister. He put that minister in the jail. He said, come, he ordered his guards to take this minister, put him in the jail. They put him in the jail. Then the king went and saw the healer. At that time, there were no doctors and anything. So the Vedic healers and everything. So they began to heal his finger. They managed to kind of put it back together. And then they put a, band-aid sort of thing around it to keep it in place and some stitches. So now, about 4 to 6 weeks go by, that king's thumb is still healing. He went into the jungle. And as he was going around the jungle, and as they were looking, for what needs to happen or what they need to do, he also had soldiers with him. But the king happened to go off in one direction, and the soldiers could not see him, so they fell back. So they knew that the king is around here somewhere, but the soldiers had fallen back. They were not with the king. So that king, what happened was he got intruded. There was a group of people in the forest that were looking for a human being so that they could give us human sacrifice, right? Narbali it was called, for the demigods. So they were looking for someone. And they happened to come across this king. So since they thought this is a king, wow, if we perform this sacrifice, the demigods will become very happy with us. But we are sacrificing a king. And look how we have managed to capture him. So they all came around him, captured him, and they brought him. And as soon as they were about to put to cut his throat with a big sword, as they were setting up everything and putting him on the table, they saw that his thumb, right, had some blood coming out of it, and there was a band-aid around it, and it had not healed properly. So there is a rule, right, that you cannot offer that if someone has a cut or has something that is where is bleeding or anything has happened, you cannot offer them to the demigods. You cannot kill them and consider that to be an offering. So because of that, they freed the king. They said, you are free to go. We cannot kill you for an offering because you're not pure. You have blood coming out from your thumb and your thumb is not healed yet. So at that time, the king became very happy. That thank God I'm saved. And then he remembered the words of the minister who said, right, whatever God does is for the best. And I just cannot see the best in this right now. So he immediately went back. He found his soldiers, went back to his kingdom, and he called the minister out. He told him the entire story of what happened. And he said, now I understood that whatever happens for the best. Whatever God does is for my best. But one thing I still do not understand, that I put you in jail for the last 6 weeks. And when the king ordered his men to put this minister in the jail, even at that time, the minister had said, whatever God does is for the best. So he asked him, I saw what best happened to me in that my whole life was saved. Instead of, my neck and being cut, I got saved where only my finger was cut. So at least I still have this human life. But what best happened for you? I'm not understanding that. The minister told the king, but look, who are you out with? Your soldiers? If they fell back, my job as your minister is to always be with you. I would have stayed with you. We both would have lost the soldiers. We both would have been captured. And they would have seen that you are not pure for the offering, but I did not have any cuts. I did not have anything like that. So they would have killed me instead. So when you put me in the jail, that was for my benefit too. That happened. That was the best for me. That's why 6 weeks later, both of us are alive. And the king said, wow, whatever God does is for our best. Whatever Krishna does is for our best. So now going back to this Lumpak, let us not become like Lumpak and leave Krishna. Right? Always depend on Krishna and work for Krishna, and whatever Krishna does will be for our best. We need to learn to realize this in every situation. So now we're getting to the end of the katha. So as a result of fasting and keeping awake, he Lumpak unknowingly observed Saphala Ekadashi. Lord Madhusudan accepted the worship and vow of this Ekadashi offered by him. The next morning, a divine horse came and stood before Lumpak. A voice came from the sky that declared that by the mercy of Lord Madhusudan and the influence of Saphala Ekadashi, he could return to the kingdom. Lumpak returned to his father and accepted the responsibility of ruling the kingdom. In his old age, he renounced the kingdom and handed it over to his grown son. Then he went to the forest and spent his time in meditation upon the Supreme Lord. Upon giving up his material body, he returned to the supreme abode of the Lord. Anyone who observes Saphala Ekadashi, even unknowingly, will become famous in this world. He will be liberated at death and return to Vaikuntha. But remember, our goal of fasting is not for any of this. It is just to please Krishna and to serve Krishna. So with that, that ends the Saphala Ekadashi Katha. Then we'll continue next week again. Before we end, we'll chant 3 times together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandra Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Hare Krishna.